Alright, so in part 1 I discussed what devil fruit powers some Kingdom Hearts characters would have, and I mainly focused on the lighter spectrum of the Kingdom Hearts cast. This time we're gonna be talking about the organization members, both the old and the new. Since organization members usually have a power unique to them, we should expect some more interesting fruits and less duplicates like the last video. Like I said before, these suggestions are purely my opinion, so feel free to type yours in the comments. Again, possible spoilers for One Piece if you haven't caught up already. Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, let's get the old ones out of the way first. Vexen, aka Evan. He would get the Hie no Mi, or the Ice fruit, because that's his element, ice. As much as it pisses me off that he would get a stupidly good devil fruit as this one, it does make sense for the smartest organization member, quote unquote, to get a devil fruit power that easily negates his weakness against water. Alright, Lexaeus, aka Alias. We talked about this before with Terra. His main element is earth, so he'd probably get the Sand fruit, but I'm thinking he would probably get the Gura no Mi, or the Tremor fruit. And that's the power that Whitebeard has, which lets you make earthquakes. Literally. Anywhere. Despite his incredibly short screen time, Lexaeus has shown to have incredible power and has demonstrated it accordingly. So I think it makes sense for the silent hero to have the strongest Paramecia devil fruit. Xaldin, aka Dylan. We went through this before with Ventus. There's technically not a confirmed Wind fruit yet. If I had to reach, I guess maybe the Moku no Mi or the Plume fruit that Smoker has. I mean, they let you turn into smoke. I guess another possible one would be the Gasu no Mi or the Gas fruit, which lets you control gases. And I'm really reaching with Xaldin. Zexion, aka Ienzo. He was a very interesting one because his main gimmick is basically trickery or illusions. So I was thinking maybe he would have the Suke no Mi or the Clear fruit, which lets you go invisible. That would be pretty convenient for a master of illusions. Another possible devil fruit that would probably fit more would be the Mane no Mi or the Clone fruit, which is the one Bon Clay has. That devil fruit basically lets you transform into the person that you touch. So that's possible. I mean, he basically tried that shit before with Riku and Rechain of Memory, so I think that fits. Demyx. So yeah, again, the Toru no Mi or the Fluid fruit or whatever, the non-canon one would be a great fit for him if it wasn't non-canon. However, another devil fruit that I think would actually fit even more would be the Oto no Mi or the Tone fruit, and that's the one that Scratchman of Who has. And that devil fruit power allows you to turn your body parts into musical instruments. And if you play those musical instruments, they have devastating effects on whoever hears them. So yeah, you can use it as a weapon. I think that would be very interesting for Demyx to have since he strums his sitar all day and obviously he's a musician. Alright, so this is like a no-brainer of all no-brainers. Larxene would obviously have the Goro no Mi or the Rumble fruit. I find it incredibly hilarious how the organization member I'm the most down bad for also has my favorite devil fruit power. But yeah, the Rumble fruit basically lets you utilize electricity and transform into it at your whim. One of the most OP fruits in One Piece. And Larxene has already demonstrated like all of the fruit's capabilities in game, so it can't be more fitting. So for Marluxia, I decided to give him the flower fruit. I think it would actually be a lot more fitting for him than Kairi. I mean, it has flower in the name, even though Marluxia's power kinda teeters on the edge of plant manipulation, but not really, because there's just that one move where he creates thorns around you and then they explode afterwards. Anyway, I think the flower fruit fits him best because it would be a very terrifying way for him to utilize his scythe. He just throws his scythe near you, then an arm extends out from your back or something. He catches the scythe and then GG, son. That would be freaking terrifying. Luxor is also another organization member whose power is kind of vague. Like, he supposedly has control over time, but it's more so based on time-based games. I decided to lean more into the time-based aspect of his ability, and I feel like the Noro no Mi would be the best fit, or the slow fruit, the one that Foxy has, which basically lets you shoot out a ray that slows people down. It's more of a hindrance than an actual weapon, but it makes more sense when you think about how he turns you into a dice and a card in his actual boss fight. He has a habit of hindering your mobility, which definitely gives him an edge in battle. Xigbar, aka Luke Shu, aka Bragg, aka whoever else he probably was in the past. I'm just gonna focus on the Xigbar aspect of this character, and since his power is space manipulation, I don't think it would be too far-fetched for him to have the Zushi no Mi, or the Press fruit, which basically gives you the power to control gravitational forces. Not completely one-to-one with how Xigbar's power works, but I think it would fit him pretty well. Another Devil Fruit power that could possibly fit him would be the Mato no Mi or the Mark fruit. Since Xigbar is more of like a sharpshooter, being able to shoot projectiles that never miss would be another good Devil Fruit power for him to have. Though he's already a pretty good shot, so I doubt he'd need it. Alright, so you'd think I'd give Vanitas the Dark Fruit, considering that he straight up says, "I am darkness," at the end of KH3. But I wanted to be a little bit more interesting with my choice here. So the Devil Fruit power that I decided to stick him with is the Jiki no Mi, or the Magnet fruit, which is the one that Eustace Kid has. And just like its namesake, you have power over magnetism. You can go full on Magneto. My reasoning for this is because Vanitas likes to surf on Keyblades in almost all of his boss fights. And since most Keyblades look to be made of some type of metal, I kind of put two and two together and thought, hey, you know, magnetism could work for him. Look, I'm just trying not to stick another character with the Dark Fruit. Saïx, Xemnas' right-hand man. He has the power of the moon, so I thought, hey, why not stick him with the Inu no Mi Model Wolf for the Dark Fruit Model Wolf? Look, to me, Saïx seems like a Zoan type Devil Fruit user. I mean, the power of the moon, he goes ballistic whenever he's under it. Why not just make him a full werewolf? Terranort and Ansem. I put these two in the same category because they summon the same Dark Guardian. I personally think these two are the most worthy of the Dark Fruit. Why? Because one's title is literally Seeker of Darkness, and they both say the same darkness line in Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, the Dark Fruit basically turns you into a living black hole. Granted, it doesn't allow you to turn into darkness itself, but it does give you the ability to nullify other Devil Fruit users' powers, essentially absorbing their power in the moment of contact with the user, rendering them helpless for a couple seconds. If you're really lucky, you can even steal another Devil Fruit power from an individual. Although nobody quite knows how Blackbeard did it. I'd assume that the user of the fruit has to be completely engulfed with darkness with the target, and the target has to be freshly dead in order for you to completely steal the power. Young Xehanort. Okay, so Young Xehanort's main thing is time manipulation, and the only Devil Fruit related to time I can even think about is the Toki no Mi, or the Time fruit. But so far, that Devil Fruit power is only shown to go forward in time. And Young Xehanort's whole thing is like rewinding time, or stopping time. It's the most fitting Devil Fruit, but it doesn't work the way it's supposed to in game. Xemnas, leader of the organization, or at least the old one. I stuck him with the Fish fruit. Model Dragon. Hear me out. Okay, so my reasoning for this is because Xemnas summons a giant dragon in like 3 of the 4 phases during the final boss. Plus, wouldn't it be kinda cool that he could turn into a dragon? Huh? Look, his power is over nothingness. There's nothing like that in One Piece. At least as far as I know. Master Xehanort. So, the big bad of Kingdom Hearts obviously deserves the Dark Fruit because, let's face it, he is darkness. He's the main antagonist of the Seeker of Darkness saga. But he's also, one would say, a puppet master. And what do puppet masters do? They pull strings. And you know, the Ito no Mi, or the String fruit, is just that. You know, the one that Doflamingo has. I mean, thematically, it would make a little bit more sense than the Dark Fruit, considering that Xehanort's whole plan is to rid the world of darkness, or at the very least break the cycle between light and darkness. I mean, Master Xehanort is considered the ultimate puppet master in the Dark Seeker saga, so, you know, I think the Strange Fruit would be a very fitting Devil Fruit power for him to have, since he's the one that pretty much manipulates most of the characters in the series. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. I kind of want to do this with more video game franchises. Like, see which characters are capable of having other Devil Fruit powers. That would be very interesting. Yeah, I'll probably get to that later on. But like I said before, if you have any personal suggestions on what some Kingdom Hearts characters' Devil Fruit powers would be, feel free to leave them in the comments. Probably wondering why I didn't talk about the Final Fantasy characters.
Good question, but I don't care.
You're also probably wondering why I didn't talk about the Union Cross characters.
Shut up.
But yeah, this was a nice little video idea that I just thought up on the spot. Next time we're gonna be going back to some Kingdom Hearts 3 replayed soon enough. So, see you guys then.